So good to be here again. Welcome to Ahili's Talk Show. God be praised. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
The harder you work, the luckier you get. Say something, somebody.
I'm Zainab. The harder you work, the luckier you get. To me, it means the amount of power and effort you put in a work bring the good results. Hard work pays much better than laziness. Thank you.
My name is Moses Nwosu. The harder you work, the luckier you get. My understanding from this is that you need to get that thing you want by putting much work into it. For instance, gold is a wonderful substance, but for you to get it, you need to dig deep into the heart of the earth to get it. And at this juncture, you only get the raw substance. Yet you need to refine it through a furnace to get this valuable substance. So work harder and you get luckier. Thank you very much.
I am Mr. Champion. The harder you work, the luckier you get. The only place that success comes before work is in the dictionary. Things don't just happen, they are made to happen. We must put in the efforts needed to turn our dreams into reality if we want to get lucky in life. Hard work pays. Thank you.
I'm Daniel. The harder you work, the luckier you get. In a nutshell, to me, it means opportunities are only made available and open to the active. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your intelligent contribution to that thesis. The harder you work, the luckier you become. It's actually straightforward. And you already noted it that we need to be hardworking, for no food for a lazy man. We need to work hard for us to also have that luck. But I want to refer that to a kind of office setting or even in school as students. You know, a particular subject that gives you problem, the best thing you could do is to face it, to read it, and maybe engage any of your colleagues you know knows better than you in that particular topic or that particular course. And the more you put effort, the more you become. Because by the time you're of exam hall, you're going to do better in the exam hall. If you're also working in an office, you take punctuality as a soul of business. That as they say, you're always punctual. When your colleagues closes by 5, for instance, you stay up to 5:30 or 6 before you go, not by our service, but because you're really working. When opportunity comes for promotion, I tell you, it's not going to elude you. They remember this guy is hardworking. Even your colleagues around will testify that this guy is really working hard. He deserves this kind of promotion. And that's where the luck comes in. So hard work is very, very important. And if you don't relent, it takes you to that your dream that you'll be hoping for or you'll be having. That's that for now. We'll go straight to the topic for today. Frankly speaking, the economy of any nation is very paramount. Economic values for sustainable development is the topic for today's discussion. We'll go for a break now. When we come back, the guest will be introduced. Please don't touch the dial. Vivid View, say and do it. In case you're just joining us, the topic again is economic values for sustainable development. And with me in the studio is a lecturer. Let's make welcome Professor Olufemi Saibu.
Vivid View.
Say and do it. Okay. Before discussion proper, please follow us on social media handles are displayed on the screen. Prof, you're welcome again.
Thank you.
So can we have your brief introduction, definition, and perspective of this subject matter?
Well, sustainable development is not a new concept.
Yeah.
It's something that's well known globally and something that's been driven by the United Nations generally as well. It focuses on how we can make developing countries to be able to rise up, to be able to get to the level at which most developed countries are today. But to achieve this, we need to understand some basic things about it. Sustainable development deals with three things generally: the product, the process, and then the people. That we can have economic growth. A country can have the highest GDP in the world, but yet people in that country may be very, very poor.
That is 3 P's. Do you get that? Yes. Product, process, and people.
And the people.
So we are teaching. So
yeah. So the product aspect of it is what the value we are creating as well. And then the process, how do we get our values? Are we getting the value in a way we are destroying our environment or we are making the environment to be better? And 3, who are those who are going to benefit from this and who are going to be involved in producing that as well? So sustainable development now said again, we should not just bother about how much money we earn. We should bother about, again, how we affect other people's in the environment where we work.
The impact.
Again, the system where we're working, the society as a whole. So sustainable development, therefore, focuses on a totality of creating values that leads prosperity for now and for the future.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You are really sounding like a prof and a lecturer, as if you are in the classroom, but that's what it is. It is also another classroom. Thank you so much for that. That takes me to the second question. What are the values of sustainable development now?
Now, the value of sustainable development is we are looking at a situation where the economy will not focus only on how much money we make as a nation, how much property I have as an individual, how much affluence I have. But we are looking at it, how do we ensure that whatever we have as individual, whatever we have as a nation, is something that take care of the environment where we have those things. Are we bothered about what happens to our environment? Do we create pollution? Do we endanger other people's life? Do we displace some people to have our own ways as well?
Is it meeting human needs?
Is it meeting human needs? So the aspect of the process is those one that we consider the environment, other people's. You can have a product you are selling, but you know the product you are selling is fake. But because you want to make money, you don't bother about what happens to others. That means you don't consider other people's life. That's why the people also are involved as well. Then what are those things you are doing? If you know you want to sell a product, you want to make a product, and you yourself, you know that product cannot serve the purpose for which you are marketing it, that means the product is fake. So sustainable development now say that we must be careful and then take care of others as well. And therefore, we must ensure that we do not value only our values, we do value other people's value as well in whatever we do as well.
It's so important because human needs is very, very important. Like you mentioned, if you are bringing producing a product that will not serve the purpose. That's what we're having now. Many people are dying for one sickness or the other. How can somebody just make chalk and call it paracetamol or Panadol? And somebody is having headache, go and take chalk. What will you do? In fact, in 5 minutes, it will remain the way you swallowed it. It will not even dissolve. That is true. It won't dissolve. It takes time. If you want to try, put chalk in water and see whether it can dissolve immediately. And then the symptom will be there. The person will be dying. I've taken drugs, so I've done this, so nothing's happened. This is what part of things we're talking about. But we pray that we will learn that money is not everything. Think about the human needs first before you continue. I know, like I said in my introduction, that the state of economy is paramount in any nation. Yes, but let us be careful and consider human being first in whatever we are doing. We'll take a break now. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, we are still discussing economic values for sustainable development. And this takes me to the next question, Doctor. So what is the sustainable economic values now?
The sustainable economic value, like is that one, a country must progress by producing goods and services that are required in that country in excess of what that country required, so that it can also export to earn forex as well. Number two, they must ensure that people in that country, they have job. A country can have so much good being sold and being bought in that country, and those goods may be imported. And therefore, the people within the countries are jobless and are very poor. Yet, they have the highest GDP in the countries. Number three is that the environment in which we live must be a great factor that we must consider how we consume. Now, we talk about decent consumption and decent production, where you consume things that we allow currently for us to enjoy, and the generations to come also to enjoy as well. So we talk about intertemporal value creation, whereby the value we create today, we enjoy today, does not affect the values that we created tomorrow and are enjoyed by the children to come tomorrow as well. So there are three things that are involved in this aspect. Number one is environmental sustainability. Number two is social inclusion. And number three is economic prosperity. And that's why I mentioned three things earlier, that the product, the process, and then the people involved as well. So those are the values that are embedded in sustainability development.
You just said it, just to put it the way I say it, the way I put it here. It says it is about balancing economic growth and generating profit with the impact on the environment and people. You can see the people mentioned here, just to say what it's about. So we need to balance it, not just to make money alone, but let's also see the impact on the life of people. That is what sustainable development or economics actually is all about. So we're discussing it now. Then furthermore, what are economic aspects of sustainable development?
The economic aspect of sustainable development is how do we create the value? Who create the value? And for who are we creating the value? Now, if, for instance, now, our focus is that, we only care about, I want to make money. And therefore, in economies, we look at that, those who look at market-driven economy, where we allow who have the resources to produce the product, where therefore you don't care about whether others can buy it or not. You just care about maybe once I have the product produced, then I sell at the highest price, and those who can afford it. Where so many people who actually need the product do not have it. So that's a way of creating values. And again, some countries adopt that. In some countries as well, they feel that we should not consider only profit that we make, but we must consider the welfare of people as well. And in that case, rather than saying, okay, well, I want to make the highest profit, no, I want to impact on highest number of people in the societies. And therefore, you produce much and you lower the price. And whereas if you focus on profit alone,
affordable,
you produce little and then you charge higher price. So, and that's when you adopt market driven, when you allow demand to determine at least what you produce. But when you allow people to determine what you produce, you okay, well, if I produce so much, the cost will fall. Then I can sell at a lower price. And therefore, you are people's-oriented producer, you are people-oriented entrepreneur, and therefore you want to impact in the societies, you want to impact on the people, but not about yourself alone. You are about the society as well. Thirdly, again, you consider the environment and ask yourself, this thing I'm doing, yes, it's going to increase my value. Will it increase the value of the societies? Will it make the environment better? Will I destroy the next generation just because I have the best now as well? And that is the values that we focus in the economics and sustainable development.
So many things actually to put into consideration when we talk about this sustainable development. People matters first. People first. If there's no people, whatever you produce will not sell. Isn't it also? It will not sell. So people are very, very key whenever we're taking decisions. Let's not be only to maximize their profit. We know anybody that goes into business is to maximize profit, but let's also consider people who are the end users of our products. Finally, from me, what again are the core values of sustainable development? Because I know we have mentioned some of them. That's why I use the word "what again."
What again? Okay.
So
the core values are just what I've been hammering upon.
Yeah.
One, like I call economic prosperities, that before you can sustain the environment, you must be able to have the resources to sustain the environment. Number two, which I call social equity and inclusion, that we must ensure that we carry everybody along. Those who are vulnerable, those who are poor, the young, the old, the sick, the strong, the wealthy, and the poor as well. A society
with
the disabled and vulnerable.
Okay.
So as well. So that's why in any environment that want to cater for these people, when we construct road, we create a section that will allow people who will be on wheelchairs, who will need support as well, and go. An economy that ensure that everybody is carried along is the economy that is sustainable. So one value is that, like I mentioned, is the people, that focusing on the people more than on the product at times is important. And when we are building our product, and we are young entrepreneurs now, we are going on. Tomorrow we become the leaders, not of multinational corporations, of companies. In anything we are doing, we must ask ourselves these core values. What are the prosperity we are creating? How we ensure that we cater for others, we include everybody, and then we are fair and just to ourselves. Number three, how do we sustain the environment that we work in? That we should not bother ourselves. I don't care what environment is. I can pollute the environment. It may not hurt us today, but tomorrow we may not have a life to live if the environment is destroyed.
Thank you so much for your contributions, Prof. We just go take a break now and then enter question and answer session. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Mr. Champion, sir, apart from NAFDAC, which other agencies are involved in checkmating inferior and standard goods in Nigeria? Secondly, the concept of social inclusion, how do we integrate it further in a country like Nigeria? Thank you.
My name is Jumai. My question is, in reality, can Nigeria grow sustainably?
My name is Ogen Esume, and my question is, what is the role of the public and private sector in balancing the process of value creation in Nigeria? Can you throw more light on it, sir?
Welcome back. A lot of interesting questions from the audience. I direct them to our guest for his response.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for these insightful questions, and it shows that we are following what we are discussing. With respect to importation, which was asked by Zainab, that whether importation has advantage or no advantage. Number one, in brief, importation, there's no country in the world that can live in isolation. We depend on each other as well. So, but a country will benefit from importation if it imports raw materials for production, but not consumable goods. The problem we have with Nigeria is that we import things we can produce, and then we export things we cannot. So I think that why we do not have much from our importation because we are throwing jobs away, and then we are taking things that we do not need in Nigeria. Agencies that control fake goods and the inferior and substandard goods as well. Apart from NAFDAC, we have Standard Organization of Nigeria who regularize the standard of product. Apart from that, when goods get to the country or produced in the countries and has already been circulated, the Consumer Protection Agency as well checkmate that. And that's where we have to also be part of these organizations. There's no government agency that can do it for us. When you notice something is not good, report. They have so many areas or social medias where you can report. And I can assure you, when you report, you get support. On integrating social inclusions into our value creation, as asked by Champion, it's left for all of us. Government cannot do it for us.
No.
Number one, as individual, ask yourself, this thing I'm doing, do I consider others as well? If everybody does that, then it's already integrated, and there's no need for any government agency to do that for us. So can Nigeria grow sustainably? Yes, of course. But one thing is this, we must ensure that we have something at the way to be able to ensure we balance equity. If we are not producing as well, there's no way we can take care of the poor. If those who have now, rather than investing their resources in Nigeria, they take it away to other countries as well, automatically. So when all what we claim we earn are not from within. And thirdly, I want to say this as well, which relates to us, all of us as young generations as well. Many of us are now going to maybe tech and building apps as well. Ask yourself, which app are you building? Which digital marketing are you doing? You create an app to help other companies in other countries as well to sell in Nigeria. For every app you create that helps to sell a product from other countries, you are throwing a job away from Nigeria. So therefore, you are contributing to social exclusion we are talking about.
Unknowingly.
So unknowingly. So if we, as creative as we are, as intelligent as we are, as we are becoming enterprising as well, ask ourselves, what can I do to create a value in Nigeria that can be exchanged for a value elsewhere? Not to create an app to now bring a value to Nigeria. And that's where we can integrate the values that we talk about.
Can we also refer this to make maybe little mention to this Japa syndrome? What do you say about that?
The
Japa to do with our economy too and all that.
The Japa syndrome has two sides to it as well. I work in the universities. I'm a professor of economics as well, and currently quality assurance director as well. We are producing so large number of human capital that we cannot absorb within the countries. And if we insist that all of them should be here, then we continue to have this high rate of unemployment. Yeah. For those who are very skilled, who cannot be engaged in Nigeria, I think it's good for them to look to look for
Elsewhere,
elsewhere to get
yeah.
the jobs. So Japa syndrome depends the way we look at it. So, but if you are going there to create values where to lead to remittance to the countries, is good.
Yeah.
But when you have a good job here, and we need you here, but just because you just hate Nigeria and go there.
Exactly.
So that's
Some of them
where
are
this
like
problem.
that, yeah.
So we must at least be very careful in terms of where are we going and why we are going. If you are better placed in Nigeria, cooperatively stay here and add to Nigerian values and create better social inclusions and equity.
Thank you so much. Please, your final words.
My final word is that Vivid View,
Say and do it.
I appreciate the value you are creating. You're actually ensuring we have social inclusion by including all of us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Prof. You have already said it all. We must consider other people, whatever we lay our hands to do. Consider other people, the end users, so that we can create value that will be sustainable. When somebody gets in touch with our products, you know that something good is going to come out of it, especially those who are professionals in fake production. You bring wine today, before you know it's fake, it's already there. My people in the East, they are fond of that. But please, look at people, not just making money. Let us see the value we also, and the impact we make in lives of people. Let's put an end to all these fake productions that are dangerous to human health. Having said this, I want to thank you again, Prof, for your time with us today. Audience that's seated here, thank you. And of course, viewers out there, thank you for joining us. The production crew, give you kudos. And our sponsors, thank you for being there for us. Because of you, we're still on air. It's not easy. But God is using you to pass this message to the world, what we are doing here. Having said, I want to invite Vin Blue to sign out this program. Join us next week for a fresh edition. I am Ahilis. Goodbye. Vivid View. Say and do it.
Jah Jehovah, oh, answer my prayer. I look up to you, Oluwa, answer my prayer. Jah Jehovah, oh, answer my prayer. Look up to you, Oluwa, answer my prayer. You said the grandkids in money. You don't talk about the money, you don't call me. Every day I'm just in my day like a money. 244, the first the ready song. No lazy, no lady. The old money pray for grace, oh. Mommy tell me say make I no give up. If I no get, make I no follow. Wait for my time, I go reach it. Oh, I go. Mommy tell me say make I no give up. If I no get, make I no follow. Wait for my time, I go reach it. I go. Jah Jehovah, oh, answer my prayer. Look up to you, Oluwa, answer my prayer. Jah Jehovah, oh, answer my prayer. Look up to you, Oluwa, answer my prayer.